And welcome back again. And we are back with game 2 of the lower bracket round 2 between Jestr and Edyluna versus Kid and Ari. Kid and Ari, of course, coming off a nice victory, a very quick and dirty victory against Edyluna and Jestr, where they basically just harassed early, denied early, and were able to just bully their way into their base. Very dirty, rough victory. We'll have to see how they bounce back. Let's go ahead and take a look at positioning here. We've got Ari and Kid in the north, and we've got Jestr and Edyluna in the south. Zerg and Protoss, both teams. This will make them pretty even on this map, considering that this map is extremely symmetrical. They will have a much easier time expanding on this, but they will have a very short distance between the two bases, making it very challenging for them to try and keep rushing out of their base. It will be difficult to wall off, as these ramps are fairly large, especially down with the natural expansions, and the Xel'Nagas are mostly useless outside of for flanking abilities. So it'll be interesting to see if we see any rushing on this, or if it's something that will turn into a little bit more of a macro battle, as you can do both on this map, considering how many expansions are close to the main base. The barriers that block on both sides are only your enemy if you get rushed early and they knock those down to get into your base. But once the mid-game starts, those barriers going down are actually your friends, as it allows you to basically get a new natural that's readily available to you. So we'll take a look. Kid, go ahead and expanding. I'm sorry, scouting. You see him rolling around in here. And you see Jestr setting up a very complicated, Kid setting up a very complicated matrix of scouting here. Jestr, once again, just hanging out with the Overlords, going for the early gas, and he will go ahead and go for the earlier spawning pool. He's not going to waste as much time as he did last time with the macro. Obviously didn't pay off too well. Not even sure if they're going to see an early expansion from him now. You see Kid going down for some kind of wall, and go ahead and chronoing some kind of macro build. You see Ari going for a very early expansion there, very macro savvy of him, very reminiscent of their game against Costanza and Freedom, where that didn't work out too well to their advantage. But we'll have to see if they can make this turn out differently than the previous game. We've seen a lot of Zerg and Protoss matchups in this tournament so far. It's very unusual because Zerg and Protoss have the Brazilian curse. The Brazilian curse was cast on the Zerg and Protoss combination in our first tournament played several months ago, where famously dude from Brazil, after he lost the finals, threw his arms up in the air. Well, I can only imagine he threw them up in the air, and he said, Zerg and Protoss don't work. Can't win a championship with Zerg and Protoss. Just not possible. Hear no further. So he basically declared Zerg and Protoss cursed from that point on, and it'll be interesting to see if the Zerg Protoss curse continues, and who will have in the finals, and if Zerg and Protoss can actually bring home a grand championship. So back to the game. We see a Roach Warren going down for Jestr. He built last time, got some use out of it very late, but at that point it was almost futile. See double gas going down for Ari, single gas for Kid, and Kid definitely one-upped on his gateways from previous builds. Want to see if he's going to one-up on that now. He does have a couple of zealots hanging around, but it's not going to be an on-hold just because he's got too big of a hole there, and you need a whole flock of zealots to do anything about that. We'll have to see how he handles that. And see Edyluna going for the fast gateways there. Edyluna definitely had a problem managing units. Way too many resources available at the time that the attacks happened, and she had over 2,000 minerals and just not enough units to compensate for it. We see a little bit faster unit coming out now. We see Jestr skipping straight to roaches. Probably an answer to the very heavy zealot build that Kid used on them last time, in combination with the mass Zerglings that Ari sent to back it up. So we see a queen popping out on the expansion here, and we'll have to see if he goes for a heavy build or if Ari's going to go for a heavy macro. We do see these map control Zerglings going out, just trying to grab these Xel'Nagas, keep an eye on it. These Xel'Nagas are really only good for any kind of flanking or side attacks. They don't really cover the middle, as you can see from the mini-map here. They're just big, wide open space here. See a few more Zerglings rolling out. No metabolic boosts yet though, so these are just regular lings, nothing's fancy about them. Looks like they're going to run in, see if they can maybe catch somebody off guard. maybe grab an early expansion, but they will not find it, as so far it looks like Jestr and Edyluna are just one-basing this. You may actually see a 16 roach build. It's been a long time since I've seen that, but it's definitely starting to look like a 16 roach build. Definitely rush heavy, and this is going to push up the timetable of that rush. They're going to have to go a lot sooner now, as they have just been tipped. And as it stands right now, we see, wow, very early Spire going down, extremely early Spire going down for Ahri, and on one base with only 2 gas. That's very risky. Usually Spires, you're going to do mass Mutalisk build, you want at least 2 fully saturated bases with 4 gases, and you know, maybe he's just going for a handful to try and take advantage of the lack of anti-air that this Roach build is putting Jestr in. Jester's going for the damage upgrade. Definitely looking like a heavy Roach. I'm not going to say all in, but maybe like half in, maybe like waist deep in. But it could turn out to be very exciting, but they need to attack fast. They cannot sit around waiting. They need to really try to hit this as hard as possible. You see lots of gateways going down. This is a very, very different build than we saw last game, where Edyluna did not make enough gateways to keep up with the amount of cash flow that she had, and it was just not enough. You see tons of roaches just rolling in here, and this one immortal, if it gets focus fired, they might be able to push it off. They're going to have to really focus fire on that immortal. If not, it's going to chew through these roaches. It's going to really sway the battle, and he's going to opt to just bug out instead, just run back to the base. This is really where you want some blink stalkers that can blink past it and just kind of like beat up on that immortal. You see all these gateways going down. It's getting really dangerous in here now, even though it's a one base. Protoss can one base very, very well. No chrono boost being used. That could be an advantage though on some of these warp gates to really pop out some stuff using a proxy pylon. No proxy pylon yet. We see 2 gas going down, but nobody mining it. Let's take a look at the income tab. You see fairly dead even, with Ahri just pulling slightly ahead on the mineral count. Well, maybe a little more than slightly ahead. You see that on the drone side, it's fairly even, with only Jestr falling behind a little bit. Very opposite from last time where he tried to go heavy micro. And yeah, this army's not going to be enough now. It's just, this is going to have to be a dual attack. There's just no way Jestr is going to be able to single-handedly take out this makeshift death ball, or, you know, combo hybrid ball, whatever you want to call it. They're gonna need some more people here to take that out. You see finally some Mutalisks coming into the map. Nice little flyboys flying around the map. Looks like they're gonna try to scout for some expansions. Already got some good Overlord placement. The Overlords everywhere. Arya is really like taking over this map with Overlords, knows exactly where they all are, and that they haven't expanded anywhere. And look at this kid building the proxy pylon right next to the natural of Jestr. That's almost too sinister. As you know, they really, oh god, that is just horrible. That is all a Huck right there, just going in for the Warp Zealot harass. Meanwhile, he's got Mutalisks coming in here, tearing this apart. Spire and Hydralisk Den coming down. That's a very expensive tech upgrade. See these Stalkers coming in, they're going to try to do some damage. Really need to see some spores though in the mineral line. These Stalkers do not have blink, and they're going to need that if they want to keep up. Meanwhile, you got 3 Zealots going to town on this. You've got a simultaneous multi-prong attack as you see these this little Stalker ball and Immortal ball coming in. It's just going to lay waste to these roaches. These roaches are going to be no match for that many Immortals. And the expansion goes down. This is not looking good at all. Meanwhile, you've got Mutalisks being chased all over the map. It's just turning into a smorgasbord of just pain and suffering everywhere as you see them completely pushed back to their main. Hydralisk coming out, which is exactly what you want against these Immortals. A single Immortal here, but you want this concentrated. It is not concentrated enough. These 5 Zealots, unfortunately, these 5 Hydralisks just going down. These Zealots are going to do some damage on these Immortals, but it's just not going to be enough. These Stalkers could possibly turn the tide of this. If they can pop that, yes, they do take the Immortal down. They focus fire properly. The Zealot goes down. They will live to see another day. They need to counterattack on this, though. They don't want to take any chances. Wow, look at that Mutaball. Enormous, big, huge, enormous Mutaball. Just like a ton of bats going crazy. Look at these 2 queens breakdancing with that Zealot, just taking it down. Breakdancing with the other Zealot, taking it down. And now you've got lots of tech, but not enough resources as Jestr finds himself once again on one base. And oh no, here come the Mutalisks. Just rolling in. Those 2 queens are not going to be enough to hold it down. He really needs to get some spores up. Those stalkers need to get over here as quickly as possible. These roaches are not going to help at all. With immortals on the field and mutas, there's really no reason to be making roaches anymore. And this muta ball is just going to fly away very, very happy. And it's just, unfortunately, there are just not enough Terran players in this tournament, as mutas are just all the rage right now without Terran to stop it. Stalkers are just a little too slow to keep up with them. And you really need Thors or stimmed Marines to deal with this kind of threat. If not, you got to put down some static defenses. Edyluna is just mining. I mean, it's just unbelievable the amount of mining going on over here. It's just ridiculous. It's like that movie Critters, just going crazy, eating up all these minerals. But without an expansion, it is going to run really low, really fast. You can see these mutas rolling in, going for that cybernetics core, trying to take out the only anti-air unit that they've seen on the map so far. And they're going to go ahead and pop it. Meanwhile, you got a lot of lings waiting in the shadows over here. No speed on them though. They're going to need that speed if they want to make them the quick attack that they're going to need to really roll in here and try to take these stalkers out. Because unfortunately, these mutas, as great as they are at harassing, they are not going to be able to take out any of these stalkers without taking significant losses. However, these Zerglings with a speed upgrade will, and so will these charge lots. Oh my goodness, kid without charge? Are you kidding me? Am I living in a dream? After every single game with charge, he neglected the charge on this. I'm convinced that it must be upgraded though, on its way, and yes it is. It is halfway there. A little bit late, but always fun to come to the party. Meanwhile, Muta's still just ravaging everything, not taking enough losses. Just way too many Mutas. Finally one going down, may lose another. Nope, he's gonna make it out, and just completely ravaging this. But you see a lot of anti-air coming out now as all these Hydralisks are coming up, but they really need to get on 2 bases. The economy is just staggering in favor, and oh my goodness, look at all these Banelings. I just don't know what they're gonna attack, because there's not a whole lot of light units for them to roll into. That just sounds like a really expensive fireworks show right now, as these Banelings are just going to explode on armored units and just waste a lot of resources. But at this rate, they have such a resource advantage, they can afford to throw their money and just make it rain like that. Because there is just nothing right now stopping them from expanding. I'm surprised they haven't gone to 3 bases. It's unbelievable. You look at the resource count here, and I mean, Edyluna's completely supply blocked, Jestr almost supply blocked, and just look at the massive resource count that Ari has. Look at that, he could easily pop out another 14 Mutalisks and just add to this huge ball, and that's after he made all those Banelings. And he's just roaming around here. There are enough Hydralisks now with +1 upgrade to give them a run for their money, but the damage has already been done. And you see Ari rolling in here, but he's not going to get anything. There's way too many Hydralisks for him to safely try that, and a couple of Stalkers to back them up too. But you see just this monstrous force here, completely designed for base destroying. And I mean, it's just, I don't even know why they haven't rolled them in yet. At this point, they're running the risk that they may expand. See Edyluna running dangerously low on minerals. This is not looking good at all. You see these Mutalisks, unfortunately, taking a lot of pain. Oh my goodness, will any of them make it home? And no, they won't. Those Mutalisks are completely shredded. Jestr with a Mutalisk of his own just kind of staring on. And they really need to make a play here. I mean, I don't think they have enough troops to outmass this, especially all these Zerglings. But they need to do something quick. They need to either expand, they need to do something. These Mutalisks are doing a great job at denying expansions, doing an excellent job maintaining map control. Ari's just he's like the you know, the I can't even find a word for it. He's like a masterpiece theater with these things, just flying them around in perfect harmony. It's almost, I almost expect like a Nat Geo team to come out and film it for the next planet Earth. I mean, it's just masterful the way he's maintaining map control with just that handful of Mutalisks. And amazingly, this pylon goes completely unchecked. I don't even think they realize that it's there. And they're finally going for an expansion. The Mutalisks are going to roll in and just barely pop it. And they will go ahead and pick off a few Hydralisks while they're at it, at least one. And they're going to have to keep these Hydralisks here if they want to expand. They're just going to force them. Look at this monstrous army. It's just absolutely disgusting. Tons of speed and a mothership. That's just ridiculous. And mothership being removed in the next expansion, this is kind of like a last hurrah. And we haven't seen a mothership in any of the tournaments yet. I don't even think we saw a mothership in the first tournament. So this is a first for us at Vanquish Gaming to see a mothership on the field here. And you see it kind of like taking a little bit of a delay here rolling in, but it doesn't even matter because this army's just so monstrous. And this expansion's never going to see the light of day. This poor probe is going to find itself a whole world of hurt. These Hydralisks are not going to be enough. They're going to completely steamroll them. And it's just amazing how this army is just devouring everything. And they will leave behind the Mutalisk to take care of that expansion, but they're going to go ahead and roll in with a nice-sized army here, but it's not going to be enough, not with all this cloak. They can't see anything. They're just completely blinded. Oh my goodness, they just completely devoured it. I mean, just steamrolled it all together. Edyluna completely out of minerals and just going for all the pylons. And there you see Jestr with a little bit of showing a good sportsmanship, just kind of laughing at the mothership there. Realized and Kid offered him a little bit of a truce, saying, hey, come join us, and you know, we'll airlift you out of here, we can all be friends. But unfortunately, no such friendship will exist, as this mothership is just going to lay waste to everything. And these units at this point, no army standing in its way, and Edyluna going for dinner because it looks like Kid and Ari got theirs. Or maybe this is just breakfast for them, as they still have one more game left to play before they can make it to semis, part of the loser bracket. But a great game played for both. Edyluna and Jestr are eliminated, but a great showing from them. Great sportsmanship all around.